I recently read a sentence that said, admiration is a feeling furthest away from understanding. So today we're going to explore the difference between admiration and inspiration. A client of mine was the CEO of a company that serves over 9 million clients. Told me one day, one thing I envy you for is that everyone interests you. And I don't like people as much as you do. I found that fascinating because I remember times in which I wasn't that interested in other people. I actually wasn't really interested in anyone else than me for maybe not most of my life, but a very, very big chunk of my life, for sure. And as a teenager and in my early 20s, I often felt that I wish there was someone I could admire, someone I could look up to, because I would see people around me looking up to celebrities, looking up to rich people, and that didn't speak to me. And so I developed a pride of, you know what, I don't need to be inspired by anyone. I don't need to admire anyone. And that's because I couldn't tell the difference between admiration and inspiration. For me, inspiration and being inspired by someone, when I see someone who inspires me, it is actually the reflection I see of myself in them. In the same way that when we dislike something in someone else, it is something we dislike in ourselves that we're seeing in them and projecting. I believe that inspiration is the same, but the other way around. Inspiration is when we see something in someone else that we know is true in ourselves, but don't see as clearly. And so I believe that the art of inspiration is a practice. Inspiration, being inspired by people around you, is a practice. It is something that I've learned to search for. And so what I do is that I'm interested in people, and I love everyone I meet, and I find everyone inspiring because I search for what it is about that person that inspires me. What is it about that person that can reflect something beautiful that I wish I had in myself and I want to see in myself. Admiration, however, is the disconnect between you and another person. When you admire someone, you put them up on a pedestal. You create a distance between you and them as them being superior, them being better, them being etc. And when you do that, when we do that, when I do that, what happens is that we see that person as different and separate from us. We see that person doing something that either we can't do or we yearn to do in a way that we know is somehow not quite attainable. So, when you admire someone, you will notice that actually you don't understand them very well. You don't understand how they are, and they don't seem to be human. They seem to be these superhuman beings whose life is perfect and who are different from you. If you want to feel inspired by these people, learn the practice of inspiration. And for that, what you do is you got to learn about these people all the way to the point that they become like you, that you become connected to them again, and that you understand them as a human being. You understand them as if they were you. Because the moment you realize that they're you, and that whatever you're seeing in them is what you see in yourself, is a reflection of you, then you will understand them. And when you understand them, they won't feel so far away anymore. They'll be there. And for me, the point at which inspiration kind of reaches its peak is when you start hearing the voice of that person in your head. And when that person's way of being, that way of being that inspired you, has become something natural for you. It's become part of you. Or in another way, you've become part of them. Who do you admire? Who inspires you?